The SOS, to me, represents an adventure. When we first started, I did it as a training program for the Ironman. And it was a natural thing to do, living in the valley, to bike up to the mountains where the lakes are, and to have that draw of the Smiley Tower.
There's the finish, the historic Smiley Memorial Skytop Tower.
The SOS lineage goes back to the beginning of the sport itself. Listen, people weren't even really taking long jogs in the 1970s or 80s. I remember when I was a little kid, friends would see me in school and say, you know, I saw your father running down the street. I was wondering who was chasing him.
You will never leave any race that will make you as fulfilled like you will when you leave SOS. People that say it's not a real triathlon, either A, have not done it, or B, have done it and got their butts kicked.
Everyone knows about the SOS Triathlon. I've done all distances from sprint to Ironman. They say the SOS is the craziest triathlon in the world.
The format is completely unique and dictated by nature. It starts with a bike. There's 3 point-to-point lake swims connected by 4 runs. It's not the event itself, but the event does represent something bigger.
The course requires a different format, and it requires athletes to respond. If you're a typical triathlete who lives in that type A personality in that box, it has to be, I swim, then I bike, then I run. Sure, that's a triathlon. Don wanted to figure out how he could get himself ready for a world championship. The reality is he had a landscape that had 3 mountain lakes, infinite miles of riding, and some of the best running you're going to encounter in the entire world. He said, I've got this natural training ground which lets me ride my bike around some amazing mountains and cliffs. I get to swim in 3 different lakes, but in order to do that, I got to run from those. So now you start to see this thing come together. SOS, broken up with the legs, ends up being 30 miles on the bike, roughly just under 19 miles on the run, and a 2.1 mile swim. To come to a race and be able to allow your body to make the transitions to the different modalities is what's really hard to comprehend and to figure out. And that's what really makes it such a challenging race. There's a lot of time that you spend by yourself.
How do you ride 30 miles and then run for 4.5 and then swim for 1.1? I don't know how to do that.
You come to appreciate the survival aspect. The rule that whatever you take from the bike to run transition, you have to cross the finish line with it. And there's no outside assistance.
Race director Don Davis experiences the SOS firsthand.
How are you going to keep your feet dry?
I'm not.
Swimming with these shoes?
Yeah.
We've done well over 50 triathlons from all distances, from sprints to an Ironman. SOS is the hardest race I have ever done.
It's humbling for these people to draw all their strength to do something that I created. There's some highly competitive people in the front of the race. And they're friendly, but they want to beat each other.
You got it. Come on up. 153 coming up.
Don always wanted to do things with people. It was never about him going and doing it by himself, and he always wanted to bring other people along for the experience. What people don't realize and what they're not prepared for is when they get here, you become part of a community, you become part of a family.